Hello, soldiers. This is Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a great day. We have a lot of positive news coming out of New York and Consensus 2018. As always, we're starting on altcoinbuzz.io with a look at the latest, an article by Licia, who writes about FedEx's CEO. He said, either accept blockchain or die out. So the CEO of American company FedEx, Fred Smith, believes that blockchain is indispensable for business. It is a game changer, confirms his colleague FedEx's CIO, Rob Carter, writes the Wall Street Journal. So during the Consensus 2018 conference, these two guys unveiled that they're quite bullish on blockchain technology. And according to Smith, it has the big implications in supply chain, transportation, and logistics. A lot of potential there. So FedEx is currently working on introducing a distributed ledger technology created on the Ethereum and Hyperledger platforms. Carter notes that they're not yet decided as to which ledger technologies work best for them, but they're certainly keen. They're certainly looking into it. You got to remember, guys, FedEx is a leader, of course, in the world of shipping and logistics. Logistics is something that blockchain lends itself very nicely to, because as described here, blockchain would enable participants to add blocks of information after each party runs algorithms to evaluate a proposed transaction, right? And this in turn means that the data encrypted the data is encrypted and unchangeable, is always up to date on the participants' systems. So it's just a much easier way and perhaps more automated to track packages, to ensure transparency. This is such a game changer for us because it extends those boundaries outside of our four walls, says Carter. Smith, supportive of Carter's view, adds that trust is crucial for cross-border shipments. What blockchain has is a potential for the first time ever to make the information available for everybody. Very, very positive. I like what I'm hearing here out of these two. Quite a tag team. Much better than Buffett and Munger, that's for sure. So it's noteworthy that in February, FedEx joined the Blockchain in Transportation Alliance. UPS also recently joined its board in 2017. And of course, just to close this out, the Wall Street Journal notes that spending by corporations in blockchain technologies, in software, is a trend that's increasing. So in this year, it's expected to reach $2.1 billion, and that's up from $945 million in 2017, according to researcher International Data Corporation. So quite a piece of positive news and a very bullish sentiment by Mr. Smith, Mr. Carter as well. Echoes the same sentiments. If you have thoughts on this, perhaps you have a different opinion, do be sure to leave a comment either below the article or in the comments below. We'd like to hear your point of view. Here's the original piece of reporting done by the Wall Street Journal. So FedEx CIO says blockchain a game changer for supply chain visibility. Absolutely. Here's more information linking to the board that FedEx and UPS have joined. So the Blockchain in Transport Alliance. We'll be sure to link to that. You can take a look there. This is the press release when UPS joined that particular body. So do be sure to check it out. Links will be in the description. Another nice, encouraging, positive piece of news. New exchange powered by NASDAQ launching in June. So a new centralized crypto exchange known as DxExchange plans to use NASDAQ technologies on its platform. So the DxExchange will be launching next month. And the exchange is unique in that it's the first crypto exchange to be powered by NASDAQ. And what this means is that it's going to be using the same engine that already exists out there with other non-crypto exchanges. So a lot of the same user interface, a lot of the same underlying technology, a lot of the same behind the scenes software and programming. So what's nice about this and what's promising is that there's going to be a sense of familiarity, hopefully, as far as perhaps non-crypto users are concerned, because they're going to have a sense coming from other systems that, hey, this isn't quite as foreign as I would have expected. So it's going to be a nice easing into this platform for those that, perhaps are on the fence or are agnostic about cryptocurrency. The advantage of this cooperation is threefold: the brand name, the technology, and the regulations, said DxExchange CEO Daniel Skoronsky, referencing the crypto exchange's use of the NASDAQ tech. Absolutely. So DxExchange is looking to include quite a different offering here, quite a nice range to begin with. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, and Litecoin. At a later date, the platform plans to offer all the assets in the top 20 to 25 crypto. So of course, referring to the crypto rankings. Also looks as though there are going to be no fees associated with trading on the DxExchange. So instead, users will be charged 10 euros every month. The new trading platform will also have a live chat feature where users can discuss all things crypto with other DxExchange traders. And the exchange is going to be regulated in the European Union by the European Securities and Markets Authority, the ESMA. So what do you guys think about this? Is the fact that it's NASDAQ powered, that it has familiar technology, software, user interface, going to be sort of a reduction in terms of a barrier to entry for people outside the world of crypto? What do you think about that coin offering? I mean, those sound like some pretty good projects that they're supporting. At the moment, unfortunately, this is not going to be available to Americans. So that's one downside that should be noted. But nonetheless, it looks like a good bit of news, and it looks like it has some promise as a platform. I believe you guys will be able to hear this audio. I'm going to play this for a few tens of seconds. You get a sense for the project. Okay, so that gives you a good idea of what the layout's going to be, what the user interface is going to look like. It looks pretty easy to use. It looks pretty engaging, I got to say. I've not used NASDAQ-related platforms as far as the technology is concerned and the software, but that looks very accessible. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be able to migrate easily into that. So do be sure to check this out. We're going to link to their website as well here, so dx.exchange. Let us know your thoughts about this. Is this a good way to entice other investors to enter the world of crypto? Do you like what you see there as far as the functionality, as far as the tools? Looks like it could be a successful project, so something to keep an eye on. And here we are with an article by Chris. So big recap, Consensus 2018. What happened on day 2, which was yesterday? Quite a bit of news. I'd say even more than came out of day 1. So Coinbase, first of all, opens door for institutional money with creation of Coinbase custody, while CFTC enforcer doesn't want regulation to, quote, hinder innovation. Good. Circle to create its own crypto pegged to the US dollar. So as written here by Chris, day 2 of Consensus is finished, and below is the top news of the day. So first of all, Coinbase has launched what it's calling Coinbase Custody. This is a pretty exclusive project in the sense that it's really aimed at institutional investors. And if you want a piece of the action, you need a minimum of $10 million in deposits. So this is really for the big players, some of the whales out there, the major institutions. If you have a minimum of $10, you're going to have access to these $20 billion worth of coins. And Coinbase calls it the most secure crypto storage available. And again, this product allows large institutional investors to feel safe buying and storing their crypto. Okay, that could be a good thing. A new study is out by Deloitte, and it says that 3/4 of large companies across multiple industries and companies with at least $500 million in sales per year see a, quote, compelling business case for blockchain technology. 3/4 of large companies. Excellent. Ledger announces a partnership with Nomura and Global Advisors. Their aim is to overcome barriers to institutional investment in digital assets. So in line with the theme that we're seeing here by Coinbase, that's good news. ZRX releases 0x protocol version 2.0, which launched with launch date projected to be in July of 2018. This update brings many updates, most notably new smart contract architecture and more efficient order matching. And we did talk about the update on FedEx's CEO, Mr. Smith, and of course the CIO, Mr. Carter. So very, very strong sentiment coming out of those two. CFTC enforcer James McDonald, he says that, quote, "Our mission is to foster financially sound markets, and we understand as a regulator that requires a certain amount of flexibility in our approach. We're doing it in a way that doesn't hinder innovation and doesn't interfere with other regulatory priorities." Okay. Look, any news that comes out of the CFTC can be either positive or harsh. And I think the potential is always that news could be, harsher, if anything. So the fact that he's coming out, Mr. McDonald, with that tone and saying, hey, we don't want to hinder innovation. We want things to flourish. We want projects to grow. We want the tech to evolve. And we're going to be a little bit hands off. We don't want to hinder any of that. If that's at all the tone that's being set, I think that's a good thing. And it's going to be interesting to follow up with Mr. McDonald's comments and see what happens going down the line. Circle finally raises $110 million in an investment round led by Bitmain Technologies. And it also announced its summer plans to create a new cryptocurrency pegged to the US dollar, USD coin with ticker USDC. That sounds like it's going to be a project perhaps similar to Tether. Don't quote me on that in a year's time because I don't necessarily have all the details right now, but something pegged to the US dollar could be interesting. Hopefully they're going to make sure that it's transparent. They make sure that the audits go well in the future and there's no foul play there or even the perception of foul play, because obviously that did hurt us with Tether. There's a lot of other notable news with Ethereum Classic, with Norway-based organization DNV, with BitPay, with eToro, all kinds of other currencies, Skychain, Enigma, Komodo, and Litecoin pairings. You don't have to necessarily go through all of them now with me, but do be sure to check out the article here by Chris. Take a look at some of that additional noteworthy news. Of course, we're going to link to everything that we just talked about in the description. Coinbase rolls out crypto custody project for institutions. $10 million to get in. Are you a whale? Do you have access to that kind of funding? Deloitte, 75% of big companies see compelling case for blockchain. And the Nomura, Ledger, and Global Advisors partner to explore building a secure digital asset custody solution. Introducing 0x protocol version 2.0. So this is all stuff that we mentioned briefly in the highlighted news coming out of Coinbase, coming out of the Consensus Conference. So do be sure to check out these links for further detail and more information about that particular news. And another positive, US regulators say they want to avoid hindering blockchain innovation. That's coming from CFTC enforcer Mr. McDonald. So that's positive news. And here's the article linking to Circle, which raised $110 million with plans to create a US dollar pegged cryptocurrency. Certainly a lot of news for the day, guys, and I'd be curious to hear what you think one way or the other, whether it's all positive, whether some of that institutional stuff kind of rubs you the wrong way. That's fair. There are points to be made and arguments to be made to that end. Best way to keep up with the news, and I haven't mentioned it in my previous videos, but make sure you're following Altcoin Buzz News. So this is a much more direct tap into all of the best news stories of the day, things that are going on in the world. Of course, links to Altcoin Buzz's original content and publications. I'd recommend this if you enjoy staying on top of all these news stories and you like collecting and assessing and analyzing and disseminating all the goings on in the world of crypto, then I think Altcoin Buzz News is a great profile to follow. So make sure you're doing that. And please sound off in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think about Consensus, about the news of the day as we've described it so far. Do be sure to go into those additional links to explore further information. And hey guys, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up, give us a like, And make sure you subscribe to YouTube because we have new content every day. Tomorrow is the last day of Consensus 2018. Actually, I should say today is the last day of Consensus 2018. We're going to have a full recap for you tomorrow in the news, and we'll be discussing the potential and the closing remarks made at the conference. So for all the soldiers out there in the altcoin army, I wish you well. I wish you happy investing. We'll speak to you again soon. Take care.